afternoon. I'm Sergeant Philip Young with the Office of the Sheriff, Franklin County. Do appreciate everyone coming out today. Just wanted to give you a little more information. As you all are aware, Heather Hodges was last reported missing April 11th of this year. Last person to see her was on April 9th of this year. We have some information that we'd like to share with you now, and I will ask Sheriff Bill Overton to come forward and speak with you now.
Thank you, Sergeant Young. I too want to thank each of you for coming out this afternoon. This is a case like many in the areas that you deal with when you have a missing person. There's a lot of interest generated from the community and outside the community, and we've tried to be very diligent about making sure that we keep factual information flowing. So that's the reason we've asked you here today. The main reason we are having this press release today is to inform you and the public that this particular case, a missing person case of Heather Hodges, has now been determined that it will go into be classified as a criminal investigation. I will let Lieutenant Maxey discuss a little bit further as to that. I would like to dispel some rumors that were generated from a search warrant that was executed. Again, I know that people are very concerned and inquisitive. There are a lot of rumors, but I would like to dispel such rumors that deal with the fact that we do not know if Heather Hodges is alive or deceased at this time. I do know that it's been a frustrating investigation at times, but they all are. People were very informative, as everyone was in hopes that we would have located Heather by now and found out exactly where she would be, or that she would have returned home. But that's not the case today. So, but out of that rumor mill, rumors and conjectures, and we want to just dispel the fact that a body has not been found. Again, we do not know if Heather is alive or deceased, but our investigation is continuing. We've continued to collect evidence, interview numerous individuals that we've either gotten information that they may have some type of information as to her whereabouts. And as you well know, now that we have moved this and classified this case as a criminal investigation, it is even more incumbent upon us to be very careful and deliberate of what comments we make, what information we divulge, because with every criminal investigation, the outcome could be a prosecution and a trial. So we have to be very careful and deliberate with how we handle that. But we do want to keep the public informed. We want to keep the news media informed. You all have been very helpful thus far in this first missing person investigation and now a criminal investigation. But so we do want to answer some questions you may have, but I will turn the podium over at this time to Lieutenant Maxey, as he's in charge with the investigation. I would say that I want to thank the Virginia State Police and the Virginia Forensic Lab for their continued support and efforts and helping us in everything that we've asked of them as we've been working this missing person and now have turned it into a criminal investigation. So Lieutenant Maxey, if you'll come forward.
Thank you, Sheriff. Again, I'd like to reiterate the Sheriff's remarks. We appreciate the media coming out today to hear what we have to say. We've been investigating this case for now 66 days, and since the beginning, we have had some suspicious circumstances surrounding the disappearance that have led us to conduct this, even though we've been characterizing this in the public media as a missing persons case. We've been working this as a major crime since day one. In an effort to make sure we didn't overlook anything. Since that time, we have located forensic evidence which indicates that Heather's disappearance was preceded by a violent event. We do have a person of interest in connection with this investigation of Heather's disappearance. We will not be commenting on who that person of interest is in an effort to minimize any jeopardy of our case. We're still hoping to bring Heather home to her family, but with no confirmed sightings in 2 months, the outlook's starting to get grim. Thank you.
We'll both stand by here if you've got any questions from you all.
Describe any more about where when this violent event occurred?
No, sir, not this time.
Can you describe when you found out that there was some violent event that took place in your investigation?
No, I'm gonna hold that also.
Okay.
What about evidence? Is there anything you can tell us more about maybe what you found or where or anything?
No, again, I'm afraid that might jeopardize the investigation.
Did you mention there had been a search warrant executed?
There was a search warrant executed, yes, sir.
Describe when, where, why, anything along that line?
Search
Not even-
warrant sealed.
Oh, okay. Including when it was occurred and when it occurred?
Yes, it's all sealed.
Sheriff, could you speak to the rumor, you alluded to the rumors a little bit ago about this, misinformation that's been out in the community. Can you speak to to that, and just in terms of how much misinformation and rumors have been floating around?
Yes, that specifically dealt with a rumor from the search warrant that a body had been found, that we had determined that the body was Heather Hodges, and even the rumor that the possible body was found in a freezer. That was what was running on Facebook and some other social media networking. So, again, the family is fully aware of where we're at this point as to the fact that we have moved this into a criminal investigation. But that was a rumor we were trying to, and immediately tried to address that, and then the most recent suicide that we investigated that was located just off 220 North. There was some speculation because that was in close proximity to where Heather was residing and last seen. There was some rumor that a body had been found in association with her.
Sheriff, what's the big difference between elevating this and classification to us today? I mean, what do you gain out of this?
Well, we want the public to realize, I mean, we've been getting tremendous response from the public, and we're so appreciative of that. But again, I think one of the biggest thing is the fact that we now have a criminal investigation, and we, as the lieutenant indicated, we were, even though we had it classified as a missing person, certainly everything that we were obtaining and information, you never know that may lead into a criminal investigation, so you're being very cautious and in what you say and how you get out information. So right now we just have to be much more guarded, making sure that nothing we do would jeopardize a possible prosecution at a later date.
Do you sense closure in this? I mean, I know it's weird to ask a law enforcement officer that question, but some cases just feel cold and others don't. Do you think we're going to come here for a press conference and have a...
Well, we're very optimistic that we can get some closure. Of course, right now we still do not have a body. We still do not know, again, if Heather Hodges is alive or dead. So that certainly perplexes things quite a bit. And we're still following leads of possible sightings that we are still receiving. And but we are certainly concentrating a lot of our effort on evidence from that we've collected and making sure that we handle that with all the investigative needs we need to make sure that we can get a prosecution later if in fact we do determine that she's deceased.
You may not be able to answer this. The person of interest you described, has that person of interest been cooperative in your investigation so far? How are things going there in general?
We found ourselves in a twofold where initially we found individuals that we interviewed were cooperative, and then of most recent we've had individuals that we've interviewed that have not been as cooperative, and that does bring concern to us.
You mean in the same person? Initially cooperative, now uncooperative?
Same individual and possible other individuals as being as forthright, or maybe once we started really honing in on some possible information, well, that might have been or this could have been. So a little bit concerned about some possibility of stories not as ever changing from initially back in April.
Can you comment at all about the status of Ms. Hodges' child and where the child might be?
I do not know. I'm assuming still with the grandparents.
On Ms. Hodges' side or the other side, or?
This would be the biological father's parents. Again, I apologize for being vague on a lot of this, but certainly I think you all understand it is a criminal investigation now, so we have to be very more cautious. But I did want you all to know and help us with the public in that dispelling rumors as to where this case is now, and it has moved into a criminal investigation classification.
That being said, there were rumors that you had to, dispel. What do you say to the general public that will see this posting on Facebook and will see it on the news? What's your advice to the general public at this point as to what to do in terms of searching or trying to find out anything or just trying to get to the bottom of that? Would you encourage them to let you guys handle it, or should there still be, you've got these posters up all around town missing? How would you address that as far as how the public should respond?
Well, we're hoping that with this information, that will certainly get that word out that we're now not classifying as a missing person any further. But we still want the public to be very vigilant. Again, we do not know where Heather Hodges is. So certainly any information, we are looking at it, we're taking the information, we're trying to run any potential leads down as to that information. So it's very difficult and frustrating to be dealing with what we're dealing with right now, but we want to be very deliberate again and very cautious, and I think we've done a wonderful job with that. I praise the investigators who are working this case. At times, like many investigations of this nature, you get information, you run real fast, and you gather what you can, and then it slows down, and then you're upbeat again trying to track something down. So try to keep, now with 66 days into this, you don't want to lose that enthusiasm you have as to certainly want to come to some kind of closure as quickly as we can. Okay? All right. Thank you all very much.